One of the joys of being a content creator is filming from a phone or camera in your car or in a public space in general and having people look at you like you're crazy. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get into today's topic. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all, today's topic. We're going to talk about the personnel grouping frequencies from last Sunday. And you know, if I gave you a quiz, I got a feeling there'd be a 100% because your eyes are going to tell you what basically the analytics are going to confirm. And that's that we played a lot of 11 men. The week prior, you guys remember I made a video going, wow, we went into a lot of 12 men. 80% basically 12 men the week prior. This week, we were 65% 11 men, 35% 12 men. Obviously, this has something to do with limitations on the offense, right? Dallas Goedert going down with a fracture in his ankle, who will now be placed on injury reserve. So at minimal, a 3-week span of time he'll be out for. That's going to affect it, right? The Eagles. The Eagles have always had, especially the professional scouting department and the front office in general, they've had a weird fascination with Richard Rodgers for a long, long time. If you guys remember back to 2018, man, they really wanted this guy. They went and got him. I believe he was with Green Bay at the time, I want to say, something like that. They went out there and they got him. They brought him in. He was supposed to be the third tight end, that complement to basically Ertz and Goedert. And then he got injured. They brought him back again in 2019. Same kind of storyline where he ends up getting injured. And now he's back in 2020, and he's actually got some snaps and got some playing time. Look, Richard Rodgers is a decent player. Listen, he's a better receiving threat than he is a blocker. We thought Ertz was bad at blocking. I got some issues with Rodgers' effort on blocking plays, to be quite honest. I don't know, guys. I mean, we went out there, and I'm going to do a video on this young man. We went out there and we signed Hakeem Butler, who, if you guys don't remember back to the 2019 draft, there were some of you guys who were really big on Hakeem Butler because he's a big guy, like 6'5", 225-ish. Definitely had some red zone targets in college. Like, this was a big physical receiver. Rumor is the Eagles are going to convert this young man to a tight end. He might be one of these Y slots that's kind of a tight end, but not really. He's really just a big slot receiver. That would be my guess about him. Well, I will say, without giving away too much, guys, is if you want to know a little bit about this kid, just more than the standard thing that everyone's been telling you, this kid is a little more athletic than J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I know you're saying, wow, big proclamation there, Gate. I'm talking about the physical numbers, guys. He ran a better 40, still high 4.4, almost a 4.5, still better 40 time. It was, you know, the thing is J.J.'s was ran on his pro day, and that's timed with a handgun. So it's not quite as accurate. His was timed, you know, via radar, so it's way more accurate. So roughly, he's not going to be any slower than JJ is. But where I say he's got a better athletic profile is that the kid actually did run a better 3-cone drill, and he ran a better 20-yard shuttle than JJ. So this kid's a little more athletically gifted than JJ was. Now we can make debates on, like, JJ did seem to have slimmed himself down a little bit, got himself in a little better shape, so you know, maybe that skews it now, but coming out of college, at least, the facts are the facts, right? The numbers are the numbers. The kid's athletic profile, guys, is it's exciting. What's that kid's name? Alan Lazar? I don't know how you say his name, guys. The kid from the Green Bay Packers. He was a comp to this kid, to Hakeem Butler. If you look at A.J. Brown from last year, he was a similar comp. There was one more they had for a similar comp. I can't think of it off the top of my head, guys, but this year, Chase Claypool is a similar comp. These tall slot receivers that can basically be a tight end. That's the comp, basically, guys. So, looking at this wide receiver core, guys, I'm getting a little concerned here. We went 65% 11-man last week to 35% 12-man. We're getting pretty narrow here on who can get targets. I mean, JJ still doesn't have a reception. He's got as many receptions as you and I, and he's barely got any more targets than you and I have. So, I mean, that's concerning. We got Rager still out for a little bit. There is some good news that Rager wasn't placed on IR, so that means, to me, they plan on this kid coming back probably following this week. That would be my guess, or why else wouldn't you put him on IR? Past that, guys, I mean, if you look at it, Djax, he's been hampered a little bit. Djax is still a good player, but he hasn't been what we thought because defenses are just able to take away that right now because there's just not enough to threaten them all across the board. So they're just focusing on taking out Djax and Ertz. You know, we look at the kid. I thought Hightower made some positive steps. I mean, week 1, you know, we saw Hightower look like a rookie. I mean, he looked like a rookie that was a 5th-round pick, right? But the one thing we can say about Hightower is, and this is what I've been touting about Hightower, and this is why he caught my interest, even though I questioned his hands too. If you guys remember that video I made, I said he does have some issues with concentration drops. Hightower is a really good route runner. And because he's such a good route runner, he does find open windows, guys. He gets open. And we saw that last Sunday where he got 2 pass interference calls and a pretty big reception down the stretch in that game. And to me, that's something to look forward to, guys. I mean, that's a positive sign for Hightower going forward. Outside of Hightower, some of the other guys that we could look at, guys, that could be coming back soon is Quez Watkins just got cleared to practice again. They have 21 days to activate him. I think we'll see Quez. I don't know if it'll be this week, but very shortly. Alshon is, you know, we'll see how things go this week. That would be a major boost. And, you know, I got to speak on this, guys. Some of y'all thought I was crazy when I told you guys that Alshon, although we don't like what he did and how he handled the situation with Carson last year, and it was wrong what he did, he's still he's still the best rounded receiver on this team. And some of you guys were like, come on, Gate, how can you say that? Because film doesn't lie, guys. I can tell from the way he runs his routes. I can tell from his contested catch ability. He's a better, well-rounded receiver than Djax, guys. Saying otherwise is just foolish. Djax is a much more explosive player. But let's be real. Alshon Jeffrey is the better rounded player. He's the better blocker. He's the better contested catch guy. Yes, he can't get vertical to the same way that someone like Djax can, but he still has a vertical element to him. I just think he was a little heavy last year, to be honest with you. Alshon would be a major boost, guys, and we need it. I'm not going to lie. Getting Quez Watkins back, getting Rager back, getting weapons around Carson is a big deal. Then you add in this kid, Akeem Butler. Guys, I don't want to overhype this, guys. Like, we got to see, like, I love the job our professional scouting department does. It's much more stable than our college scouting department. But with that said, guys, we need to approach this with caution. You know, this was a kid that was drafted in the 4th round and was kind of hanging around practice squad. So, you know, let's be mindful of that. But I'm going to do a breakdown on this kid that's coming. I do like I like the pickup, guys. I think it was a solid pickup. We need targets, guys. I mean, trying to predict what we're going to be next this upcoming week against San Francisco, I don't know, man. I think we'll still be heavy 11-man. We'll still see some 12-man, but we got to figure out targets, man. I mean, I don't know why Doug is not being innovative, why we're not playing 2-back sets. I think you got to mix in Hurts a little more, man. It's nothing against Carson. Carson's still the guy. It's still his team. But there's not enough targets around Carson. You have to mix Hurts in more. Hurts has got to get reps because we lack playmakers. And listen, whether we think Hurts is ready to be under center as the main quarterback or not, he's still a weapon. So we need to mix him on more than just the obvious, like, you know, RPO run stuff that they're doing with him. Give him an actual pass. Use him a little more on those jet motions, right? Challenge defenses both interior and staying disciplined on the exterior to make sure we don't hit him with that jet motion with him. I mean, we'll see what happens coming up, guys. I don't want to go out of line here, and I don't want to say too much just because it's really easy to get into an idealized viewpoint about the Eagles, but I do think this is a game that if I was a 49ers fan, I'd be nervous about because I think the Eagles are going to come out with everything they've got. I really do. I really do expect us to go down swinging in this game. I think you have to, or else major changes are on the horizon. So we'll see what they do. I'm expecting to see a different football team take that field on Sunday. And let's be real, man. It's got to start with the head coach. It's definitely got to start with that quarterback. And these younger guys around Carson are going to have to make plays, man. I mean, we still got Greg Ward Jr., thankfully. Djax, I don't think is going to miss this game, so I think that's a positive. If we can get Alshon back to mix in there with a young guy like Hightower, maybe we start getting a little momentum with Ertz and those guys around him and Sanders. The real question will be, will we change our run-to-pass ratio, right? Will we be a little more dependent on Miles Sanders? Will he become more of a focal point, right? If people are going to target in on Djax, if people are going to target in on Ertz, and you still don't quite have a guy like Alshon who can hurt you if you do that out there, then you need the young guys to step up, and you need to focus your offense then on the guy that they're losing sight of, which is, let's be real, it's Miles Sanders. All right, y'all. These are my thoughts for today. I'll be back at y'all with some film study. I still got to break down these plays where I told you guys about Carson. I'm going to break them down. You're going to see them. There's two in particular I want to walk you through and exactly what happened, exactly where the criticism lies here. And then I also want to break down the Sakeem Butler signing, okay? I want to give you guys a little more on that. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys, tomorrow and the next day with some film breakdown. You know how we end these videos, guys. We do a little EAGLES. Come on, man. Can we finally get a victory?